What's up, guys? This is Kephas. And we're back! Finally! We are finally back to WoW leveling, which I am now going to be calling WoW Leveling Wednesdays, because we're doing this on Wednesday now. We're back. We're working on a new schedule. I'm happy to be here, man. I'm happy to be playing World of Warcraft again. I'm happy to be sitting in front of a microphone again, and I'm happy to be making videos again after a much longer, unforeseen hiatus. With all the crazy things happening in my personal life, you know, it's been a crazy year. And I did make a post on the community tab on my channel about just all the crazy things happening in life and why I've been away, and I do appreciate all the positive feedback, you know, and so that's just, you know, there's just been a lot going on, and if you haven't seen that post, then maybe you can go check it out to get more details, but to put a long story short, in the past few months, since the beginning of the year, I have, well, my wife and I have bought a house. We have found out that we are going to be having a kid, our first child, our son, actually. We found out it's going to be a boy, and he is just around the corner too, so that's exciting. And we also bought a puppy. We've adopted a golden retriever puppy named Winston. He is now part of the family. He is our other son, our very bitey little land shark. But he is very adorable, and he's a sweetheart, and we love him very much. And it's been, and all these things, like, I mean, it's all new stuff for me. I've never owned a dog. I've obviously never been a parent. I've never owned a home. I've mostly lived in little apartments most of my life. So it's all new things for me, and it's, you know, it's exciting, and it's honestly not been nearly as stressful as I thought it would be. It obviously has been stressful. I mean, we've taken on a lot in a very short amount of time. But it's not that bad. And, you know, when I do new things as a visually impaired person, it's always, you know, finding my boundaries, you know, being acquainted with my limitations, what I can do, what I can't do, and also what I have to do a little bit differently. And so that's always the challenge for me, you know, along with just learning. But it's been great. It's taken up a lot of time, obviously, and that's kind of been the thing, is just trying to, you know, figure out how to incorporate YouTube in my new life, which, you know, it's all different now, and but, you know, we're finally kind of getting into the groove, getting into the swing of things. Things are calming down a little bit, you know, probably the calm before the storm, which is our son being right around the corner. But one cool little thing is that on my birthday is the same day that we just so happened to get our puppy, get Winston. And it also just so happened to be the day that we found out the gender of our baby. So all of that happened on the same day, and it just kind of happened that way. It was kind of like luck. So I don't know if I'm ever going to top this year's birthday. I don't know if that's ever going to happen. But it was very exciting, and, you know, it's just, I feel very blessed, very fortunate. And like I said, you know, the community post, you know, hopefully that answered the question for a lot of people where I've been. Everything's good. I was also in the hospital for a weekend. Just got sick and had to have surgery. Nothing too crazy. Actually, nothing really crazy at all. I'm fine, and it shouldn't be a problem anymore. All things are healed up now, and I'm good to go. But yeah, just a little bump in the road to all this amazingness. But yeah, it's been a lot. You know, it's just been a lot this year, and it's all good stuff. And, you know, things are finally starting to calm down, and I'm glad because I've been really, truly, genuinely missing making YouTube videos. I really have. I mean, I really miss doing this a lot, and it's a big part of my life, and I want it to continue to be. My wife constantly reminds me, you gotta get back on the horse and get back into that YouTube, because it's very important to you. And I'm like, I know, man, I gotta get back into it. So yeah, I'm glad to be getting back into it. And so, you know, with all this going on, you know, with Junior right around the corner, I'm going to be, like, just kind of slowly getting back into things, like trying to figure out, you know, the right schedule, the right pace, all that kind of stuff. The first thing that I wanted to be doing, obviously, frankly, because this is kind of the easiest, allows me to get my thoughts out there. It allows me to get something out there. These leveling videos are the easiest videos to make. And so I'd like to do WoW Leveling Wednesdays. I'm only going to be doing one leveling series for now. I was doing WoW Retail and WoW Classic leveling, but I feel like that's a lot of leveling. It's a bit much, I feel, and so I feel like maybe it's a good idea to go back to one, and feel free to give your thoughts and feedback on any decision that I make, and I will definitely consider all the feedback I get, especially from people that watch. So, but yeah, WoW Leveling Wednesdays is going to be the thing. We're going to be focusing on retail WoW for now, just for now, and we'll see what we want to do in the future. And again, I'll take suggestions and feedback. So Thaston's going to be taking a break for now. We're going to be leveling up a paladin here through retail. Retail is a little bit easier to for this format, where I'm just kind of like, it's essentially like a podcast or a vlog or I don't know, just me chatting, giving my thoughts and all that kind of stuff about random things and just rambling and playing a game. I like it. I really do like doing stuff like this. It's not like amazingly creative, high production content or anything like that, but it's just fun, lighthearted, just chitty chatty kind of content. Playing video games, which is like my favorite thing to do. Yeah, so that's kind of the idea there. Yeah, so that's kind of the plan. I'd like to kind of get back into finishing up the guides for Shadowlands, all the classes. We've done at least one spec for each class. We've kind of done a couple of specs for other classes, or for double class extra specs. I want to try to get through like all the specs and classes, get some tanking macros out there. It's kind of been a bit. But there's still a lot of requests for more, so I like to try to do that. But it's going to take some time because I've got to get back into Shadowlands. Like I said, I didn't just take a break from YouTube. I took a break from WoW and a lot of games, with the exception of like Valheim. I did play that a good bit, and but WoW's one of those games where it's like, man, if I can't focus on it, it's really difficult for me to play it. Like just in short sessions. It's something I like to sit down and play for a few hours at a time. And so since things have been so hectic, I just haven't played a lot of WoW. Actually, like Christmas, like the holiday, like so I left Shadowlands around the holidays, and I left things on a very high note. I was enjoying things at the time, and then I was like, oh, I'll probably take just like I was keeping up with my renown level or whatever for my covenant. And then, like, that Christmas week, I was the first week that I missed. And then I realized, like, 3 months later that I hadn't touched the game hardly at all. Which wasn't because I wasn't enjoying it or anything like that. It's just, like, that's just how things kind of went. Between all the things going on in life and then just getting into a couple other games. Like I said, I was playing Valheim a lot. And then, just a couple of other games. And just what was easier to play in smaller sessions, so, at least for me. So, I came back to WoW a little bit in March, and I was playing a little bit then, and it was kind of weird because I came back and the attitude around Shadowlands was very different. It's kind of what led me to make that I don't know if you can check it out on my community tab. I made a poll just asking people what they thought of Shadowlands after a few months, because I noticed like there was a lot more negativity around it, and I don't always write negativity off, because I feel like we're at a stage now where it's like a double, like I feel like there are people that will be negative about WoW no matter what, but there are also a lot of people that really want to enjoy WoW, and if there's a lot of if there's a lot of negativity, then there's probably a lot of times there's a reason for it. And so like I was really curious what people were thinking about Shadowlands, and so it was kind of interesting the results I got. It was very mixed, which I kind of expected. My channel, though I do a lot of different content, it's mostly known for WoW. A lot of people that watch my videos are people that play WoW. So I expected that people would, that my poll would lean fairly heavily in favor of the game. And basically I asked, are you still playing the expansion? What are your thoughts on it? And, sure enough, about half of my votes were the people that voted, which was a decent amount of people, I guess. I was pretty happy with it, but like half of them were that they were either, that Shadowlands was above average, or they were loving it and they were playing it every day. So I got about half that said that. The other half were that it was mediocre or that they just quit playing. And actually, there were a lot of people that just said they quit playing WoW. Which, about quarter of the whole votes were people that just said they outright weren't playing WoW. And then there were about 10% of votes from people that said they play other games. So I thought that was interesting, that you know, that like always, it's about half and half. At least, you know, my sample size. And that does seem to be the case. There are people out there that like Shadowlands, and then there are people out there that don't. And for me, like, I guess, like, you know, we'll talk about it in the next episode just because, like, I'll go into more detail about it, but, because we'll have more time. But from what my observations are, the little bit I've played, and honestly, I'm playing obviously now I'm playing TBC Classic, and what's funny is, like, when I got out of the hospital and I came home and I wasn't bedridden, but I had to be kind of chill and heal up after having surgery. All I wanted to do was play Classic. That's all I wanted to do. And so I started leveling up a new hunter, a dwarf hunter, from scratch on a brand new server, and I played it all the time. That's all I wanted to do was play Classic. And it was a lot of fun. And so I would dip my toes into Shadowlands a little bit, and, you know, like, I like making money. Obviously, I don't play it enough to keep up with my WoW tokens now, and I don't like the changes they've done to, you know, you can't buy discount. You can't buy the 6-month discount now, which is kind of annoying. It seems a little bit weird of them to do that, but you know, you can still buy WoW, you know, get WoW tokens and buy a monthly subscription, which is fun to do. But I don't play retail enough, and, like, just getting back into the swing of things, like, I think that if you're a raider or you're a mythic runner, like a mythic dungeon, keystones and all that stuff, you might really enjoy the game. Though there might even be problems that you might have with the game there, unless you like the conduit system and the covenants and all that stuff. But for me, as like a person, I like to just, like, casually. I play casually. I love the game. I love to get gear. I love the grind. I like leveling up characters. But I don't raid. I don't do that stuff anymore. And there isn't a lot there for me to be interested. I mean, I don't want to do dailies. And I like the mall as an idea, and I like Torghast. But I don't really feel like I have a lot of incentive to do that content, and so it just doesn't, like, I'm not really motivated to do it, unfortunately. And that seems to be, like, the same, you know, consensus that a lot of people have, that, you know, there's new stuff in the game, but there's just not a lot of incentives. Maybe 9.1 will fix a lot of that stuff. I don't know. I don't know a lot about 9.1. I know that there's yet to be even a date set for that, and it's kind of crazy, because I thought when I came back 9.1 was going to be, like, right around the corner. It's been like half a year, and there's still not a date for the first patch, which is kind of crazy, kind of bizarre. I think that, like, when they add flying in, I know they're supposed to add flying in with 9.1. That might help a little bit, just, you know, with the grind. And maybe they'll do some other things as well. But basically, if, like, if all the meat's being thrown to the mythic raiders and mythic dungeon people, then I'm probably not going to be too interested for very long anymore, and that's just kind of the way it is. But, you know, like, I mean, I'm having a lot of fun with TBC Classic now, and I was having lots of fun leveling up my hunter in Classic as well. That kind of scratches my MMO itch a lot more for me, just because I have more to do. Leveling and all that kind of stuff, you know, it takes up more time, obviously. So that's kind of where I spend all my WoW time now, and I've actually been playing a lot of TBC Classic, but that's the version of WoW that I personally like. Shadowlands is kind of, you know, I logged in a little bit. I haven't logged in a little while now, to be honest. Actually, this is the first time I've logged in probably about 2 weeks, maybe. I was doing, like, logging in to do my mission table stuff, just because you can get some easy gold that way. I did level up a warrior about a month ago, just to kind of get another character to max level. But yeah, that's kind of about it, really. And I'm not trying to trash the game. Like, if you like Shadowlands, that's great. But I would say that this is probably the first time where, because like even with BFA, like I wanted to get the allied races, you know, stuff like that. That was kind of fun. You know, and then Legion I played a lot more because I actually raided a little bit early on, and then I was just, you know, I was baking gold like crazy, and that's what kind of kept me in. But there's really not much right now that's keeping me in, you know, into Shadowlands. There's just not, there's nothing there that I want to really do. I don't really have any goals. I really don't care about the rewards from the Covenants, really. Unfortunately, that's just the reality of the situation. But I think I can get in there, and I wouldn't have no problem to continue to make guides. But yeah, just being completely honest here, I'm happy that there are people that like it. But I'm also happy that Burning Crusade Classic exists for me, so that I can still play WoW and have fun with it. So that's kind of where I'm at right now with the game. And like I said, we can talk more. I can give more like in-depth opinions about, you know, my thoughts of the state of the game, Blizzard, and I have a lot of thoughts, man. And you know, some of them might be hot takes. I don't know, but it's been an interesting time sitting back, observing things, and just, you know, letting myself think. And I have a lot of thoughts. So, you know, maybe we'll unpack some of that stuff in future episodes. But for now, I think I'm going to leave it here. Like I said, I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to be playing WoW again. And I'm happy to be here. And I really do appreciate, you know, all the positive feedback, all the feedback in general. I'm always open to more. Feel free to leave suggestions. Like I said, I don't, you know, I'm not one to you know, to ask people to come up with ideas, but I'm always open to feedback and suggestions, or things that you might want to see me do, games you might want to see me play, aspects of WoW that you'd like to see me go over. By all means, let me know in the comments below, and I will try to take those things into consideration. Otherwise, thank you guys for watching, thank you for being a part of my channel, and I will see you guys on the next one. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, let me know by clicking that like button, and feel free to share it with your friends so they can enjoy it as well. And if you'd like to see more videos, you can subscribe to the channel, and click on the bell icon to be notified as soon as new videos are posted. You can also follow me on Facebook, and if you'd like, you can support my work on Patreon. Links to all that stuff can be found in the description below. This is Kephas. Until next time.